Hi all, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. It is April 12th and it is snowing in Maine and I am so tired of the snow. So anyway, I'm up in my art room. It's a good day to do art. And I am playing with this Palette Scout box of, basically it's a box of color theory. To help you with color theory from Zolly. And I asked for this for Christmas and received it. And I have yet to really play with it. So I thought today would be a fun day to play and create a journal page. So I've got my journal here. So the basic premise of this is there are 18 hues or base colors in the deck. And each of those base colors has a card like this. So today I was thinking of the ocean and the beach and blue skies and spring. And so I picked out the color ocean. And I'm going to play with that and kind of show you how it works. So these are in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are the orders that you see on the card here. Okay. And this is the purest of intensity. If you flip them over, you have a tone. So gray's been added to make them more muted. And then the numbers, this is the base color. This is the with black added, and this is with white added. So you're getting shades here and tints here. So you're learning color theory as you're playing with it. And I know I'm throwing a lot out there and it seems complicated, but the more you play, I think the more you'll get it. And they're using these circles and squares and triangles to also help you match things together. So to put together a palette, on the back of each card, they give you some ideas. So with this, it starts with complementary colors. So those are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. And here we can see these are circles here, and you go across to this circle here. So that's those two colors. So monochromatic is multiple values of the same hue. So that's this, monochromatic. Okay. Analogous, there's my color wheel. So in analogous, you can see you've got 3 different shapes here. So you've got this sort of purple color, and then you've got this green, and then you have this blue. So there are 3 colors, right? And they're separated by 2 other colors on the wheel, and they tend to be on one side. So these are all cool colors on the one side of the palette of the color wheel. Split complement is, let's see, you've got 3 different symbols again. You've got this orangey color, you've got this red color, and then you're going across. So you're cutting over, you've got 2 warm colors, and then you're pulling a cool color from the other side. And they're kind of unbalanced. Let me see if I can show you what I mean by unbalanced. So split complementary. So 2 that are semi-close to each other and 1 across. And then triadic is 3 that are equally split. Okay. So what I wanted to work on today was this triadic. That was calling to me because it just looks like spring. So to get that triadic, I need to pull these other colors. So this color is carrot. And so that is that color right there, carrot. And that's a 3, so that's the most pure, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's carrot. And then ibis. So let's put these in order. 1, 2. There's the purest right there, the most base color. And 4, 5. Okay. So let's put the 3s on top since that's the main color here. Okay, so essentially to do a triadic palette, any of these cards mixed together will work. That's what's so exciting. So we've narrowed it down to these cards, and we can combine any of these. So we could do ocean with this one, and they're all, that's going to work. Okay, we could do this one, with this one, with this one. That's much brighter. That's going to work. Oh, I don't have that. Like that. So again, these are all the most intense color, right? The purest intensities. Now, if we want to get even more complex, we can start messing with the intensity of it, right? So we can flip that one over, or we could flip this one over. They all still go together, right? We can substitute out and put this one in. And oh, let's flip that one over. Now that goes together. But look how different they are. But they're so great the way they work. There you're getting more jewel tones. Flip that over, even darker, more kind of sophisticated. Okay? So that's one way to play with these, and it's endless the way you can keep playing. And right now I'm only working, you notice that I'm only working in circles, right? You can add another layer of complexity if you want by looking at what is adjacent on the color wheel to one of your colors. So, for example, ibis or ibis, I wish I knew how to say that, I'm probably butchering it, is right here. I could go over one just to jazz this up a bit to hibiscus. So this is hibiscus. And let's just pull these out for a minute. So this is where you're getting a little more complex. And let me see. 5, 4, here's 3. So now I could add that in. And that works, right? I could add that. That works. So you can just keep sort of playing until you really get what you are looking for. Like, I'm really liking that. I'm really liking this. And then I can choose a carrot that's that color. That's nice. That's interesting. Right? I could pull something like this instead. So I'm liking this. It says Easter to me. So let's put that aside and we'll put these cards away. And let me know in the comments if you think this is interesting. I know it's kind of complicated and I don't know if I explained it very well, but I can keep doing these videos and kind of show you how these cards work. I think they're kind of fun and they're kind of foolproof, right? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to mix these up. So I've got my colors mixed as near as I can. You can see I made a big mess of it. And I discovered it's really nice that these are glossy because you can wipe the paint off them when you drop them in there. So for the way I did this was I looked for colors that kind of matched or where I thought were pretty close. So to get the hibiscus, I actually started with this pink eraser, but it was really very pink. I added some black to it. It still wasn't working out. So then I put a little red into it as well. And so it was a little bit of black, a little bit of this pink stuff, a little bit of red, and I got what I think is pretty close. Might be a little dark, but I think it'll work. For this ocean color, I started with this powder blue, and I added just a bit of black to get that color. For carrot, I just went straight out of the bottle with this King's Gold. I think that's pretty close. Then I used that to try and get this color, and it was very yellow. So I added some of this khaki, and I added a bit, and then I just kept adding white. So I'm fairly close. It's a little dark, but we'll play with that as we go. So in my journal page here, I've already put down some book pages just to give it some interest, and I'm just going to start doing my usual finger painting. I haven't done this in a while. I've been kind of using a brush lately, but thought I'd go back to basics here and just kind of, again, it's just tying some of these book pages in to the page, and I'll start throwing this on And it is too dark, so we can keep mixing it on the page. And there, I think we're getting closer to this color. I don't know, we'll see how this works, guys, but it's kind of fun, I have to say, to just play with color. I feel like I wanted those book pages to show a little bit more. I'm covering them up. So we'll just do that there. And I'm just going to keep blending. Okay, so I have a stencil from Dina Marissa. She sells a lot of stencils on her Etsy shop. I'll put her Instagram handle in the description box, and you can find her on Etsy as well as Instagram. And I'm gonna try this. This is freaking me out a little bit, but I'm gonna try it and see how I like it. I don't know. I have a feeling this is not going to be good. That's not bad. Not bad. Whoops, I got a little of the, whatever that color is there. Kind of interesting, yeah, I guess, kind of. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, right? I didn't really mean to go that way, but I did, so I guess that's okay. Okay. What do we think? So I think what I want to do is add some white. I think what's throwing me a little is the actual color of the paper underneath. So let me think about what would be a good stencil to get some white on here. Oh, maybe. Where'd it go? I'm gonna try this. I want to get some more kind of this ocean color that I started with, which was this, right? And if we were to add that, it would work. So I'm going to use my archival ink in Garden Patina, and I'm going to do some stamping. And let's see, I think I'm going to go ahead and do some raindrops from my Whimsical Florals collection. I think that's kind of cute. And maybe I'll do one more. it all the way down, sort of to the bottom there. It's kind of interesting. So it's sort of an hourglass kind of shape coming out, kind of like that. And then what I like to do with that particular stamp is go in with my gold and hit all of these little dots here. I think that just kind of draws the eye. I don't do all of them. I just do kind of the smaller ones. But I really do think it makes the stamp sort of pop and it draws the eye, and I don't know, I just like how it looks. The other thing I love to do with this trellis stamp is outline these shapes. And you don't even have to do all of them, but I really do. I don't know what it is about this stencil, but I just love how it looks when these shapes are outlined. It just looks richer or something. So this is getting close to where I want it, and I'm thinking about embellishments now, and I think I want to make some florals using my Fabulous Florals stamps, and I think I'm going to be using the daylily, the summer bloom, and the poppy. And I've pulled some papers here. I'm going to stamp on these papers, and I just kept these cards in mind. You know, these are the ones that we were sort of basing our project on, but any cards, any colors in these families are going to work. So, oh, actually, I think it was, yeah. So this is the brighter hibiscus, intense color. This is another look at the ocean here. So that matches totally with those two. And then this one sort of ties in with this, right? And even that goes. So you can use these to really go through your papers and find out which papers are going to work as well with your color scheme. So I'm going to create these florals, and I've done a video of how I did this before, so I can show you real quickly. But I've got my archival ink, I've got a stamp block. So let's start with this one. I'm going to do the poppy on this. I'm going to get right in here, kind of avoid some of the orange. There we go. I think I'll do the summer bloom. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, I hope I got that on there. I think it'll work. Okay. And I guess I'll do the daylily with the blue. There we go. So now I'm going to cut these out, and I'm going to cut right along the black line. Not on the black line. I want the black line to show, but I'm going to get as close to it as I can here as I cut these out. So I won't bore you with this. I'll just skip ahead, okay? I have my florals all cut out here, and I'm going to be gluing them down on the page somehow. I think I'm going to put them on this side and maybe do something like that, right? And then I think I'll just draw some stems in. And I might just draw those with my black pen. And then I might stamp a few leaves. Do I want them there or do I want them here? Oh, I actually think I might prefer it on this side. Yeah, I think I do. Okay. I guess I'll glue those down. I've got my Yoo-Hoo glue stick. I'll start with this one at the back. I think these turned out super cute on the paper. I was a little worried about this one because this paper is translucent, but it looks pretty cool. And then I want to also go in, and these just didn't stamp very well, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in. I might even just do something like that, just for a little something something. There we go. And now I have to draw my stems. I'm going to be really easy breezy about this. I don't know if this pen is working. Doesn't seem to be. There we go. So just real simple. And this one will have come here. And then I'll get my leaf stamps here. And we'll put a few leaves in. And we can go back in, and maybe what I'll do is come back in with my Papermate Flare and darken these up since the lines on the stamps are so much thicker. I'll just do that. I think I'll do maybe one more of these. And maybe one more. So we have 5. I hope that makes sense. There we go. And I'm feeling like I want to bring some of that black over to this page. So I have some black high flow acrylic ink, and I think I'm going to do some splatters. I wish I'd thought to do it before I put these florals down. But I feel like I need to get some of that black over on this page, a little bit anyway. That's probably good enough. And I've got my fan brush. I'll just get a little bit of water here. Don't really need much with this high flow stuff. Yeah, not a lot, just a little bit. Then I've got a small piece of, this is just, I think, watercolor paper. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to stamp out a couple words here that are also in that Fabulous Floral set. And it says, create happiness. Whoops, that's not going to work. How do I do this here? Create happiness. I think that'll work. Let's try it. I feel like, you know, I was bummed when I got up today and saw all the snow again. And it's raining now. But then I thought, you know, it's up to me. I can be in a grumpy mood about this, or I can create my own happiness. So that's kind of what I've decided I'm going to do today. And so I feel like this page with these pretty colors together makes me happy. I'm going to trim this a tad. I got too close on that edge, so we'll do a little more on this edge. I can't find my little applicator. No idea where that's gone. So I'm just going to take the pad and try going around it. Never done it like this. I don't know. It's not really working. Shoot. I'm wondering if I can just use this makeup sponge. Oh yeah. That's good to know in a pinch, yeah. And I'm just gonna, I think I'm just gonna set that there. I don't think I need anything more with this. Let me get a piece of deli paper to smush that down. And let's go back and take a peek at our cards. So I believe these are the cards we used, right? To get our page. And I think we were really successful with it. I like it a lot. So that's it for me today. I will say goodbye, and I will see you again real soon with another video. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye now.